Alright, so this is the tracking test video for the Hi-Lux Top Angle. This is the same scope that I have used on the 7 Som here for about the last 3 months. I've done numerous videos utilizing the Hi-Lux Top Angle, as well as shot 2 full F-Class matches with the Hi-Lux Top Angle, so I think I finally have enough information about all the large and small details that go along with this scope, and there are quite a few that I can give a full review. That full review will be out next week, so be on the lookout for that. If this is something you're interested in, if you're interested in shooting F-Class or bench rest or any of those types of shooting sports, this may be a very good scope for you to get into it with, as far as price, as far as features. So be on the lookout for that scope review, because there's a lot of stuff packed into this one package here with the Hi-Lux Top Angle. So like I said, this is not the scope review. That video will be out next week. Just like any other scope review that I do, though, I like to do a tracking test video to go along with that. The way I feel is that any scope review is not complete without a tracking test. Especially a scope that you're going to be utilizing the turrets to dial your elevation and windage for the most part. I think it is imperative that you have a tracking test video so that you can have a good idea of what you can expect with your tracking. Now, just like any other tracking test that I've ever done, this is a sample of one, so that doesn't mean your scope is going to track the exact same. It might be better, it might be worse, it might be the exact same, but this does give you a good idea of the type of quality you can expect in your tracking with the Hi-Lux Top Angle. So if you guys are interested in any of the Hi-Lux modern rifle scopes on Hi-Lux's website, you can use code GUNFATHER5, that's all capitals, for 5% off of any of your purchases of any modern rifle scope. Now, I say modern rifle scope because Hi-Lux makes, if you guys don't know about Hi-Lux, they also make a lot of old reproduction scopes, old Vietnam era military scopes, as well as early 20th century, late 19th century reproduction scopes as well. So Hi-Lux does a lot of different scopes, but that code will save you on any of the modern rifle scopes. So this is the full tracking test for the Hi-Lux Top Angle. Like I said, I've been having a lot of good luck with this scope. I think you guys are really going to be surprised when I do the full review on how much stuff they have packed in to this one package. Now, another thing I should say before we do the tracking test, this tracking test is a minute of angle scope. But if you remember back to when we did the breaking down MOA and mil video, like I explained in that video, there are two types of MOA. There is standard MOA, which is 1.047 inches at 100 yards, and then there is shooter MOA, which is exactly 1 inch at 100 yards. This scope is actually done in shooter MOA. So what you're looking at is going to be 1 inch per every full 4 clicks that we do on the scope. As well as you will notice that the reticle is not lined up exactly to the amount of tracking that we're moving in this video. That's because this is a second focal plane scope, just like almost every other bench rest, or just like every other bench rest and F-Class scope, pretty much all second focal plane. And for that, when I dial the magnification down to get the full picture for the tracking test, it makes it so the reticle does not line up with the amount of tracking that we're moving. So just so you guys are aware right off the bat that the reticle is not going to line up like a lot of the other first focal plane scopes that we've done. So hope you guys enjoy it. This is the full tracking test, shooter MOA, with the Hi-Lux Top Angles. Here you go. Alright, Hi-Lux Top Angle tracking test. We're going to do 40 full MOA. There we go. This is shooter MOA. That middle line is going to be our first stop. Okay, that is 100% to 20 minutes of angle. There we go. Going to the middle line again. Okay, so looks like we are about 1 click off. Let's make sure here. Yeah. Okay, so that is 98, it's between 98.5 and 99%. So that is exceptional tracking for the price of this scope. So there you go. That is 40 MOA tracking. Now let's return to 0. Wrong way. Okay, so perfect return to 0. Oh, alright, that is basically a perfect tracking test. That 1 little % error actually could have been due to the small amount of angle that the scope may be canted at. Tried to get it as perfect as possible, but we're going to call that almost perfect. So these Hi-Lux scopes are tracking extremely true.